Hello, Richard here from richardchubb.com, and welcome to another quick video all about some Lightroom hints and tips. This is episode 8 and we are going to be talking about the highlights and shadows and how you can see if you've clipped them or if you haven't. So let's jump into it. So this is a photo that I've taken at on a trip we went to Bath. It's not been particularly well edited, but there is a reason for that. I just want to show you that how you can spot in the photo if you've lost all of your blacks or lost all of your highlights, and also if you've got some red and blue splatters over your screen, you're not sure where they came from. So this is going to be real quick. It's not going to show you how to edit, but it's just going to show you how to spot some perhaps clipped or lost detail in the shadow or blown out areas in the highlights. So you can see there's some obvious dark and light places in this image, and there's a real quick way of finding out if you've lost anything in your dynamic range. So you want to keep as much of the brights there as possible, and of course as much as the shadows as possible. So if you come up to your histogram in the top right hand corner here, you will see these two small triangles, and the left one being the shadows in the histogram and the right one being the highlights. So let's start with the shadows. If you were to click that triangle, we will see all this blue appear, and this blue will indicate where there is no detail at all in the blacks. So that's not ideal. So we want to try and recover some of that. And if we just turn that off quickly and do the same with the highlights, we get the red. Now you can hover over it, or you can click them to turn them on and off, as we're doing now. We're just clicking these triangles up here in the top right hand corner. Let's put them back on for the time being. The other way of turning them both on and off is a shortcut, which I think is J. Yep. So J turns them both on or off. So we're going to leave them on for the time being. In fact, let's just leave the shadows on. So you can adjust this with the shadows and the highlights, but experience is that will affect the whole image. So you probably just want to concentrate on the actual blacks, and it will try and lift some of the things that have gone right to black, and i.e. there's no detail in the blacks at all. So let's just take the black slider up. You can see it's not really adjusting anything in the image apart from where the blue is. So we're going to take it all the way up to it nearly goes, and we'll just keep a tiny bit in. And the reason you don't have to keep a tiny bit in, but at least you know then you're right on the edge. If you go too far, you may have gone too far, if that makes sense. But if you keep it there, you can see that you've got black, you've got blue still, so you know that you've lifted all of the blacks, and have a little bit there, that's okay, because you know you're right on the borderline. So we're going to turn that off for the time being. We're going to bring the highlight clipping back in again so we can see the reds. And with the whites, if you just reduce the whites, you'll see that red slowly disappear, and it doesn't really affect the rest of the image. It's just affecting the pure whites. And again, like the blacks, we're just going to bring it so that there's a tiny bit showing, so that you can see that you are again on the edge of the white. So the only part of this image with no detail in the whites is this red bit here, and the only part of the image where there's no details in the blacks are these little bits here. So that's obviously a lot better than it was a couple of minutes ago, and we can again hit the J just to turn those on and off, and it's obvious that you can see now that you've saved your blacks and you've saved your highlights or your whites, and you've got that detail back. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so yet, and stay tuned for more photography, travel related hints and tips and general videos on those subjects. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. See you in the next video.